we have a book for people to sign, and this is to put donations in, so let's put the white on.
I'll take care of it.
The white or the blue?
Alright, so what's on,
Okay.
these cards are not, these cards are.
I know, no, listen, we're gonna put a sign-in book here. Okay, we're gonna put a couple more angels. We're gonna put these donations boxes here. We have these cards, these memory cards to go on here. Right, you use white or blue, Mom. Doesn't
I'm
matter.
asking for your opinion on
The blue is colorful. What color flowers are they gonna bring?
White and purple and teal.
Let's use the blue one.
Oh, yeah, we'll come back here with this stuff.
Did you hook up to the audio that they have?
We did audio test. All right, Christy, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you just go outside and tell me what the sound is?
Tell me how the sound is?
Yep.
I have two more. Kim, where's the sign-in book?
Christy, can you hear me? Hey, Christy, can you hear me?
That is.
Is it on?
I don't want to.
Is it on?
I don't want to go. I want to see if she can hear me. Christy, can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up.
Here's that for lighting the candle. There's tissue.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Good.
I have learned through this process that sometimes
No.
Tom, we can put those down there.
I got it. I think we should put these in the kitchen.
That's a good idea. There's some fruit.
I just put the 3 waters back there, though. We need more water.
All right, buddy. What's up? Wait up on it, okay? Take care.
For anything we can. This is the food. Doesn't he look so handsome? Look what I got for you. Come here. Chocolate candy. Grandma TT's favorite.
There's a podium.
How about, do you want some cantaloupe, babe? And do you have cookie or do you have some fruit? How about that?
I don't have a phone. Do you have a phone? Hey Ethan, how you doing, buddy? What you got there?
Yeah. A little bit more clearance.
Yeah, you really don't need that there. And I'll take it for some fruit. Yeah, for the fish. Snotty and cranky.
Is there all the water?
How about yours?
Less snotty.
Did we not get ice? Did nobody get ice? No, but it should be on top of those drinks or no?
There's not enough.
I could go get ice.
Here, this is a customer. You just keep it on.
Should we
I
get
think,
some
I don't know if
bucket
they
and
put
just
you in.
have some people add ice if they need it?
You want to take a run with me?
I would love to. We can throw some more of these suckers on the part on it.
Yep. Sweetness.
Is it delicious?
Mama! Mama!
You can have one for right now, okay? I don't want you getting all crazy.
How you doing, Danielle?
Evan said he is aware and he is at office because he doesn't want the thing around. And he'll get it up and running right before we start. Walk
There's four.
Mom, when you use that this, put a napkin in and let's put some forks in it. Yeah. Just like that, Mom, fold it in half. Get a good handful of those forks.
Need something else to put some of these on the other side.
no, they would have won if they disqualified. No, we won the blue talk. We won it. There's a video online. They tried saying they did. Yeah. Someone posted on Twitter that it was okay. They won. Find our video. Yeah. We found it. We won. Yeah, we lost it. Yeah, we lost it. They won us. They would have won the other.
Actually, that's so crazy. We're not gonna win our senior year.
Well, doesn't matter. We still won at least. We're the only current in the class of GHS that's won first place. Out of this year's, we've never even won. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I know. Every single year. Did you see this? Oh, what happened? Yeah, I don't really know anyone here.
Can't get this file Can you guys talk? So we're trying to get this. We were up here. And then there was a file that
Want a little bit of dip on it? Yeah. There's a fridge. I don't know about a freezer. I'll check.
We thank you for joining us today as we celebrate Tony's life together. We have come together to celebrate the life of Antoinette, Toni, Elizabeth, Jennifer, Salerno, Shahak. We have gathered here to pay tribute to her life, to recall what she meant to each of us, and to open ourselves to God's consolation. The candle that has been lit today symbolizes that the light that Toni shared with us continues to burn brightly within each of us. It also continues to burn through the people and the projects that Toni touched with her life. It continues to be a light of hope, a light to remind us of all that she meant to us. Regardless of the situation, we are never fully prepared for the death of one we love. We come together in grief, acknowledging our human loss. The grief is real because the loss is real. But equally real are the memories and the love and God's comforting presence. We gather not only to mourn Toni's death, but to give thanks for and to celebrate her life. May God search our hearts that in pain we find comfort, in sorrow hope, and in death resurrection. May we find strength in knowing that God is with us. Let us pray. Gracious and comforting God, we are thankful that your love never ends. We rely
rely upon you in our times of greatest need. We are thankful that when all else fails, you are still God. We pray to you for one another in our need and for all anywhere who mourn with us this day. To those who doubt, give light. To those who are weak, give strength. To those who sorrow, give peace. We pray that you would continue to comfort and sustain us. We give thanks for Toni's life and all that she imparted to so many. We celebrate the difference that she has made in the lives of all who are gathered here, and pray that as we remember, you would surround us with your grace. Amen. Toni was born November 20th, 1956 in Buffalo, New York, and was her mother Florence's special birthday gift, as she was born the day before her mother's birthday. She was christened into the Catholic Church on December 23rd, 1956, and her godparents were Aunt Dolores Alardo and Uncle Joseph Salerno. As Toni herself remembered, sugar and spice and all things nice, that's what little girls are made of. I was told by my mother and other relatives that I was a good baby, always smiling in my first year of life. I was born on a Tuesday at about 12 midnight. The date was November 20th, 1956. I was about 20 inches long and weighed 6 pounds, 11 ounces. My mother bonded well with me, as I was all she had. My father was stationed in Europe in the Army until I was 11 months old. I was named after both grandmothers, Antoinette Elizabeth Salerno, aka Toni. That is an excerpt from Toni's writings. She loved to write and tell stories. She kept journals and photojournals. She made her first communion when she was in the 2nd grade and wrote, "On my first communion day, I wore a beautiful bride's gown, complete with veil. Unfortunately, it began to rain. I went to Grandma and Grandpa Salerno's house to visit them prior to the ceremony. Grandma Salerno was bedridden due to multiple sclerosis and couldn't attend. I was upset that it was raining, and she calmed me by telling me that it also rained the day that she was to make her first communion. So she prayed and it stopped. She and I prayed. The rain stopped. Thank you, Grandma." Toni graduated from elementary school PS number 52 in 1970, where she had many friends and graduated with honors. She also made her confirmation that year and wrote, "I chose my Aunt Pat to be my sponsor and the name Jennifer as my new name. This created quite a problem for the bishop who was confirming me. It all started when we were told to choose a Christian name, preferably one of the saints' names. Well, earlier that year, many of the saints lost their honor of sainthood. My friend Bonnie and I decided we would pick names we liked in order to end the confusion." Of course, Toni doing it her way. "A famous actress by that name once played Saint Bernadette in a movie, so that should count as saint. And Bonnie picked Tanya. When the bishop approached us, he started his prayer with, 'I confirm you.' He then turned to us and demanded that we pick a new name. Bonnie picked Maria, but I held my ground. Bold maybe, but my cheek still stings from his hand. From dust you came." Toni attended high school at Holy Angels Academy. She wrote, "High school was my home away from home, and my high school buddies became my extended family." She had kept in touch with these friends throughout her life. Toni's passion and sense of self really developed at Holy Angels Academy, and she soared. She wrote, "In high school, I was very involved in extracurricular activities. Latin Club, CCL, president and founder of the Ecology Club, co-editor of the school newspaper, The Guardian, and senior class president. She graduated in June of 1974 and went on to study at the State University of New York at Buffalo. She wrote in one of her journals, "I remained actively involved. After changing my major from biology pre-med to speech pathology, I became a student representative, senator, in the student government and became president of the NSSUA. Toni maintained honor status while working full-time to put herself through college. She graduated with her BA degree in Communication Disorders and Sciences in 1978. Toni started graduate school at the State University of New York at Buffalo. She and Zvi Shahak had their first son, Aaron, her beautiful baby boy, who she enjoyed immensely. They moved from Buffalo, New York to Sun Valley, California, where she transferred to California State University at Los Angeles to resume her studies. Toni and Zvi were married at their home in 1981. She continued her education, maintaining her honor status while raising her son and working full-time. In 1982, their second son, Evan, was born. Another beautiful baby boy, as Toni would describe him. Toni graduated with her MA degree in speech pathology in 1983 and started working as a speech therapist. In 1984, she and her family of four moved to Arcadia, California, to a more spacious house. In 1985, their third son, Jordan, was born. It was apparent in her words and actions that Toni adored her sons, and she noted that Jordan was a sweet addition to the family. Toni was very creative and loved remodeling and redecorating her homes. She said, "Home remodeling allows me to express my creative talents. I've enjoyed remodeling my last 3 homes." Later in 1985, she channeled some of that creativity into starting a small antique business. In 1986, she started her private speech pathology practice called Total Communication. She worked hard building the practice, raising her sons, and actively supporting their endeavors. After the dissolution of her marriage in 1992, with the changes in her family dynamics and her business flourishing, she turned much of her attention to her boys and became more involved in supporting their activities, i.e., team mom and board of director member for Little League Baseball, school sites and leadership council for middle school, Cub Scout den leader. Toni has said of her boys, "I love Aaron's laughter and his beautiful smile. I love Evan's inquisitiveness and enjoy intellectual discourse with him. Jordan makes me laugh. He is my buddy and I love hanging out with him." In 2000, Toni and Jordan moved to Glendora, California. Around that time, Toni closed her private practice and began working as a speech therapist with the Frostig Center, a school and research center for children with learning differences in Pasadena. Toni loved the students and deeply cared about their personal growth and successes. She stated, "I love to watch children learn." Toni also loved her work colleagues and felt overwhelmingly supported by them in dealing with her illness. She remained employed with Frostig until the time of her death. Toni had many dear and close friends whom she cherished and nurtured those relationships with throughout her life. She also developed close friendships as a result of her community endeavors as a baseball mom and through her work with the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life. She maintained ongoing relationships with her extended family, her aunts and uncles, whom she loved hearing their stories, and many cousins whom she thought of as siblings. She was especially close with her mother, whom she talked with multiple times a day, and her sisters and brother, their spouses and her nieces and nephews, her son Evan and daughter-in-law Danielle, who Toni said, "I love Danielle. She is smart, beautiful, and amazingly creative," and gave her 2 grandsons, Ethan and Everett, whom she completely adored. She said, "They are the light of my life." and she truly lit up in their presence. Toni believed in angels, you've seen many here today, and felt their presence in all aspects of her life. She wrote, "I adore angels and truly believe I have a guardian angel watching over me at all times." She enjoyed her angels on earth and not only relished in the care and concern of her friends and family, but an amazingly supportive medical staff through the City of Hope and her home care nurse, Pam Sargent. Toni herself was an angel as she touched the lives of many. She was an angel of wisdom, compassion, and understanding to those she taught and assisted through her practice and teaching. She was an angel of guidance and service and mentoring through her work in sports leagues and PTA. She was an angel of advocacy and mercy through her work for Relay for Life. And she was an angel of love, kindness, patience, and persistence to her family and friends. In the book of Hebrews, we are told, "Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing that, some have entertained angels without knowing it." Toni never neglected to show hospitality and kindness. Toni stated in her writings, "Hearts tell all. They represent all the honesty found in the world. I've always believed that the feelings we show come back to you. So I wear my heart on my sleeve." Toni indeed wore her heart on her sleeve, a smile on her face, and demonstrated service above self in her actions. In the book of Exodus we read, "I am going to send an angel in front of you to guard you on the way and to bring you to the place that I have prepared." We can all rest assured that Toni is now free of pain and singing and dancing with her angels. God has welcomed her home. With that, now let us hear a special piece of music.
We'll switcheroo here. Hi, my name's Tim, and about 30 years ago, I met and soon married the love of my life, Kimberly, who is Toni's little sister. And I'm a younger brother, a couple of brothers. One of the things Kim and I have talked about is how much we were influenced musically and how beautiful it was when our older sibling brought music into the house, and it was our first exposure to what was going on musically. It wasn't what our parents were listening to, but what was cool at the time. And my brothers turned me on to music, and Toni brought one album in particular. I don't know if anybody remembers the Carole King album, Tapestry. So that was an album that was huge in the culture at that time. And when Toni just came up to celebrate her birthday, which, as you heard earlier, is also Mom's birthday, around the same time, around Thanksgiving, right, for Toni's 60th and Mom's 80th. And I was able to give Toni a CD of some Carole King songs, and this was one that she liked from Tapestry, called Way Over Yonder. And I'm guessing in a room this big, there's got to be some folks that like to sing. So if anybody's feeling it, don't hold back, all right? Way over yonder is a place that I know where I can find shelter from hunger and cold. And the sweetest and good life is so easily found way over yonder. That's where I'm bound, and I know when I get there, the first thing I'll see is the sun shining golden, shining right down on me. And trouble's gonna lose me, worry leave me behind, and I stand up proudly in true peace of mind. I'm talking about way over yonder. It's a place that I know, with sweet taste and good life, keep me from hunger and cold. Sweet taste and good life, way over yonder, way over yonder. That's where Tony's found. Way over yonder, that's where she's bound.
At this time, we will hear from Tony's little sister.
Hi, everybody. I wasn't planning on speaking, but nephew Evan encouraged me last night. I went to bed and woke up this morning and saw an image of my sister here. And I woke up and just kind of poured out. Let the sob fest begin. Toni was our big sister. She was the one in charge. She was the one to set the example. Playing with her meant she led the way. She was the Diana Ross to our Supremes, always up front, singing loudly, creating the vision, directing the way. She was not shy to let us know if we weren't playing to her standard, which was very high. Toni loved telling stories and came home with neighborhood tales, experiences from school or from her jobs. She was always eager and excited to share her news. Her tales were big, elaborate, and filled with details that clearly painted the picture. At times they were sorrowful or thrilling, and at times she would be telling us a story that the outcome was so funny, she would be laughing so hard that we would start laughing, and the laughter grew so big, we would literally be on the floor holding our sides in laughter without ever knowing the end of the story. She was academically unreachable by me, but she was a great teacher for me. She spent the summer sitting by my side, editing my Writing 101 papers. We laughed endlessly reworking those compositions, and sometimes she gave me that raised eyebrow, really? Look, but I got an A in that class and a big boost to my self-confidence. Toni was very busy in her full-time life, but if I really needed her, she was there for me. When I first moved away from home, Los Angeles to Berkeley, I was by myself in the big city one night and my old cat had a seizure. I felt so frightened and alone. I called her crying, somewhat hysterical, and she turned her attention completely to me with very calming and reassuring words. She let me know that I was not alone and advised me to care for the cat. She did not hang up until she knew I was okay. As the years passed and we were living on our own lives in different states, I grew up beyond being her little sister to being a formidable friend. We talked on the phone daily, and I heard many stories. Her utter joy of the experiences that delighted her, and her complete sorrow with her heartaches. Her impassioned political ramblings, and her 8-year dance with illness. With some life experience under my belt, I became her wise advisor. She often threatened to pay me. I should have collected. I'd have a nice nest egg now. I responded honestly to Toni, and at times she enjoyed the safety in that. At others, she'd have to go. I have always learned much from Toni's trials and tribulations. Her experiences have guided me in helping to choose what I did and did not want in my life's path. Now she has shown me how to endure horrendous illness, how to keep fighting for life in the face of overwhelming, frightening health news, to appeal health insurance denials to procedures, to have her modesty undone by uncontrollable leakage, and not only moan about it, but to laugh and carry on about it, to bearing unbearable physical pain, to continue to stay alive, keep working at the work she loved, to keep nurturing relationships with her friends and family, to keep loving and supporting her sons, and glowing at watching and engaging with her grandsons. She stayed in life alive as long as she could, questioning, giving up until the end. She showed me how to let go.
At this time, Toni's neighbor, friend, and partner in crime, Christy Cave, will share a few thoughts.
Okay. Toni's been my friend for 16 years, my neighbor. We've done a lot over those 16 years. Thinking back, Jordan and I were just talking about this the other day, that every time I would see Toni, she would always say, "Oh, that's a nice blouse," or "Oh, I like your hair," or, something always kind. And I just wish I'd had it in me just to say, "Thank you," but I always had to come back with some smart-ass comment, so but that's what she was used to. The first couple things that I know that Toni got involved with was the council PTA. Her stepdaughter Sarah had joined Glendora Schools, and she wanted to get involved, and there was a thing called the council parent rep. So every month Toni would pull articles that were very pertinent to parents of school-age kids, and she would bring those flyers to the council meetings, and then the school PTA presidents could put those flyers in their newsletters. So that was always very helpful. The Relay for Life, as you know, she was a huge representative for Relay for Life. She would do anything that needed to be done. In Glendora especially, I would just say, "Hey Toni, I need blah, blah, blah," and she would just be right there to give it to me. It was always fun at our hometown Christmas parades. Where's Rick? I know he's here. Toni would always jump right on the back of Rick's tailgate and ride down the parade route, and she'd always wear a silly little Christmas hat and wave to everybody, so that was really nice. And our own Relay for Life, though, Toni was always a huge part of it. She was always one of our honorary survivors that would wear the ribbon and walk around the track. And then last year, she even got her son Jordan to come and be a DJ for the Relay for Life. So that was really nice. Toni's work with the American Cancer Society, she reached out to a lot of people that had cancer and would try to talk to them and help them through some of the steps. Her cancer was a very rare cancer. It was described as, she would say that if it walks like a horse, has hooves like a horse, sounds like a horse, is it really a horse? Only because her cancer would mock other types of cancers, but they would have to dig deeper to help her. So it was very special to her to be involved in the community. Has anybody here ever played bunco? Okay. It's the silliest dice game in the world. But I know a lot of my friends are here from bunco. We were called the G-Town Rollers. And, you know, because we were like that and all. Most of the ladies are here today, and Toni was a huge part of our bunco group. Every fourth Monday, or every fourth Thursday of the month, we would all get together at somebody's house and play bunco. And but Toni she had this thing about her that when she did get bunco, you know, most people like scream and yell and they're all over the place, and Toni would just kind of do it in a calmer manner, but she would just go, bunco! And it would just be this big, long, drawn-out bunco. And she'd just be smiling from ear to ear. Christmas time brings a lot of happy memories. My family and I, we always have a neighborhood Christmas party. And after a lot of eat, drinking, and being merry, we would go into our living room and sit around, and it was singing time. Most people would cringe every time that it was singing time, but Toni was all over it. So I would pass out stapled packets that had all the Christmas songs on there, and we would start singing them. And then the very last song that we would all sing as a group was the 12 Days of Christmas. So we would have everybody kind of divvy up and take one of the days, you know, the 5 golden rings, 6 something. And then we would all go around the room and sing the 12 Days of Christmas. And then at the very end, on the 12th day, we would all sing it together. But I don't think there was a part that that song that we sang over, I don't know, 10 years, that we didn't get through the song without, you know, totally messing up, laughing, forgetting our parts, and then having everybody stare at you, or singing other people's parts. So the next time that you hear the 12 Days of Christmas, please think of Toni. A shout out to Toni's family. You guys have been wonderful to Toni. It's just wonderful. And I appreciate all that. She loved you guys very, very much. One day I walked in and Florrie, her mom, was holding her hand and reading her the biography of Lucille Ball. And I just thought that was so nice, you know? It was so nice to see that. It was, because I know Toni loved Lucille Ball. And her kids would laugh every time I would come over, because I would lean over Toni and I would say, hey Toni, it's Christy. And she would always respond, right? And I don't know if it was because she wanted to see me or if I just scared the crap out of her. I said that because I was kind of loud at the time. Sometimes. Also want to give a shout out to Kelly Winters for organizing the meal plan for everybody. That was very nice, and their family ate well. Last shout out to my friend Karen Davis. I was able to call her the day before Toni passed, and Karen came over later on that day and gave a very, very nice blessing to Toni, and it was very comforting. So thank you for that. It's been 2.5 weeks now that Toni's passed, and I still look out my door or my window and see her car there. And I would always say, I don't know why, but every time I would see Toni's car in the driveway, I'd always say, oh, Toni's home. And I still say it to this day. But now Toni's home is brought on a whole new meaning. So thank you.
Christy, this holiday season, I'm going to have you do a public rendition of the 12 days as a tribute to Toni, because Toni would want you to do that. At this time, I'd like to invite Lisa Kay, a friend and also co-worker from Frosty, to come forward.
I had the honor of working with Toni for 14 years in the Frosty School, and it's really an honor to speak about her today. When Kim first asked me to speak, I thought, there's no way I'm going to be able to speak without breaking down. But then I thought, if Toni had the courage to fight her cancer in the way that she did, then surely I could manage a few tears. So if I need to pause for a minute, just breathe with me and we'll get through it together. Over the last 14 years, I came to know Toni as a gifted speech and language therapist and to learn of her life as a mother, a grandmother, daughter, sister, life partner, an aunt, and a friend. And let's not forget, a dog lover. With family and friends is clearly where Toni's heart resided. She lit up every time she talked about her grandchildren. And whenever she talked about her family, you could just hear the love in her voice, no matter what the content. Yet Toni had other passions as well, such as working with our students, each with their own special learning needs. Toni not only saw students for therapy, she headed and supervised the speech and language department. She attended our regular meetings for each student and consulted as part of our clinical team. Our clinical team consisted of speech and language counseling and educational therapists. In our small, close-knit department, we not only shared our knowledge, we laughed a lot. We argued just a little. And we commiserated when things didn't go as planned. In order to support our students, we supported each other in ways that I had never experienced at a workplace. And Toni's spirit and concern for others was an essential part of our work culture. As part of our Bostic family, Toni's generous spirit was evident. In some ways, she took on the role of a mother, not only for our students, but for the staff. She would remember birthdays, she'd pick out treats, she'd initiate celebrations. Every year at the beginning of the year, she insisted that we do a potluck, which I always found annoying. Because I didn't want to have to remember to bring one more thing the first week of school. But every year it was lovely, and I'm so glad we did it because it's really a time for us to bond and start the school year. So I hope who's ever out there we can continue with Toni's potluck. She really loved community building and charity giving, even in the middle of her cancer treatments. Toni initiated and organized collecting Christmas donations for another local clinic that served families in great need. And if we didn't collect all that was needed, she would fill in the rest. She organized the donations and drove them to the clinic for several years in a row, even when she wasn't feeling well, because that's just how she was. One of our coworkers, Marilyn, whose office was right next to Toni's, warmly said that Toni was a very noisy neighbor. And that's because Toni often had her students laughing in hysterics. She treated them with such kindness and acceptance that even our most vulnerable students loved to open up and talk to her. Toni was well loved and known by even students that she didn't see for therapy. Many showed up at her, many who had long since graduated showed up at her memorial service at Frostig, and even some of the parents did as well. Toni's kindness and belief in the students' best selves inspired their true loyalty and affection for her. Toni's office. It was always plastered with gifts and artwork from her students. She would talk about the art as a proud mother would, expressing how fantastic each piece was. In fact, Toni didn't always just reserve her walls for students. One year, I gave her a gift wrapped in wrapping paper that I had handcrafted and painted. She insisted on putting it in a gold frame and putting it up on her wall. And I begged her to at least let me bring her a piece that hadn't been crinkled. But she insisted on framing the one I gave her, and now I'm going to hang this in my office as a memory of her generosity and support. When Toni's mother saw her office at work, she commented that it wasn't your typical office that you'd expect at a school, that it was just so much warmer. The warmth of her office reflected who Toni was as a person. Upon her passing, students responded with the same warmth she had given them by leaving flowers and pictures at her door. More than one student commented that they could feel Toni's spirit in the office. I know she would have loved that. And if she's watching from out there somewhere, I know that she loves all of you being here today. And finally, acrostic. We have yearly meetings on each student. Toni attended many of those in 14 years. As part of our meeting, we were asked to come up with the students' strengths. And Toni was so good at finding students' strengths. She just found them with ease and would start building from there. That's why she was so loved. And I thought it was fitting to do the same for Toni. I asked some staff what words came to them when they thought of Toni, and this is what they said. And by the way, each of these words, almost every word was duplicated 2 or 3 times, so the list is 2 or 3 times longer. So this is what they said. Caring, warm, communicative, proactive, persistent, courageous, a warrior, brave, friendly, funny, helpful. Her students loved her. Creative, generous, inspirational, dedicated, extremely supportive, outgoing, a lover of beauty in words and pictures, kind, loving. She never shied away from a problem, always encouraging, selfless, a loving mentor, and a smile that lit up a room. I speak for myself, and I know on behalf of the CrossFit staff and students when I say that we miss Toni dearly. Thank you.
This time I'd like to invite her son Evan.
It's going to be hard for me. I originally did not want to speak today because, I just really wanted to try and stay strong and not be emotional up here, but I'm going to do my best. After my mom's last surgery, we had the tough task of asking her what she would like this memorial service to be. And what she said was she wanted everybody just to tell stories about her and be happy and be very be happy and be merry and wear bright colors. That's why we asked you all to dress like Easter eggs. My kid was an Easter egg. So that's why we asked that everybody come and be happy and try not to cry, even though it's inevitable, it will happen. So I didn't really prepare anything today because I just wanted to tell stories. And so there's a lot of things my mom was. She was, as Lisa said, she was a speech pathologist, but she was caring to all the kids. On Tuesday, Frosty had a very, very nice memorial service, and I got to hear a lot of stories there. And I want to share some of the stories that I had heard. One of them was one of the girls who actually reached out to me on Facebook, and I kept in contact with. She's very persistent in her contact and how much love she had for my mom. But my mom did a lot for her. She convinced her to go out and get her driver's license, and given what I'm understanding, and I don't know too much about it. I'm not. I don't have any study behind me, but she has that anxiety where she didn't want to go and do it, and she said that was one of the biggest things. She was like another mother to her. But the other one was she told a funny story, and she told it on Tuesday in a video, was that they would do a lot of stuff together. One time she was printing out lyrics. I don't remember who she was printing out lyrics from, but they started printing out some lyrics, and about 60 or 70 pages in, they were trying to figure out how to cancel the printer with the printer. So I really like that story, and I really appreciated that. Growing up, she was always my team mom. She was always involved in baseball. And I see a lot of my friends out here that she was definitely a team mom for, some of their parents as well. And there's some funny stories to be had of that. My favorite thing about it, she wasn't a team mom, but a liaison for the baseball team. As a baseball player, as you get older, you're expected to do certain things on your own, including washing your pants. I've done my laundry, and I say this to this day. I've done my laundry, learned when I was 8 years old, and have done it ever since. So, you know, I had a big game on a Friday night, and we had white pants, and I had slid on grass and had a grass stain and had to go to school. So I asked my mom if she could wash them for me, and apparently she showed up and told Coach Myers, who wasn't very forgiving, making a mistake of that sort, and told Coach Myers that she was sorry that she couldn't get the stain out of my pants. So, needless to say, in front of the entire team before that game, not practice, but in front of everyone, she said that we all need to wash our own pants and show everybody the stains. Thank you, Mom, for that. It was great. As a mother, Danielle and I were talking about this on Tuesday. I had a chance to actually pick up my mother's friend, and she put her in the back seat, and we talked about how great of a backseat driver she was. You know, somewhere behind us there was a cop, I'm sure of it. She always said, there's a cop behind us somewhere, you need to get your seatbelt on. Jordan remembers it very well. He was the usual culprit there. But she would, you know, she'd be there in the passenger seat, stepping on her brake in the passenger seat, sometimes turning the wheel. But at the same time, we were getting backseat drivers for her when she was doing 35 and a 65 on the freeway. We would be telling her to step on the gas, or, you know, if she's trying to cross an intersection without a stop sign, we would tell her that there's a car waiting on the but most importantly to me, recently, is she's been. I'm just gonna hold this up. She's been a great grandmother to my boys. So I want to read she was a great writer. And I didn't realize how great of a writer she was until actually the other night going through some of her old stuff on her computer and reading some of her writings. But, you know, this is something that she wrote to Ethan. So I wanted to read it. Ode to Ethan. Cradling you in my arms as a newborn, imagining who you are, destined to become, knowing that our family's blessings have blossomed on this morn, sorry. Oh, how the memories flood back as I see in you hints of your father, my son. In reality, you are the magical wonder and a beautiful combination. In reality, you are the magical wonder and a beautiful combination of a couple who united as one. You've given hope and promise for the future. My dear sweet grandson, Ethan, for every wink, smile, and giggle from you envelops everyone's heart, I'm sure. Planting your loving kisses on my mouth and nose while climbing over my body to reach your goal. Standing on your tippy toes in excitement to see Oliver Quincy Guy and his family. But nothing compares to the love that I feel while rocking you softly to sleep and holding you near. Listening to the gentle sound of your breath, thanking God for making my dreams real. God bless you. So we got her this. You know, she's my grandma angel. And I think a couple of years ago when Ethan was born, because he was one of the most important things to her. Alright, enough stories. I really want to thank everybody here. It really means a lot to me. A lot of my friends, a lot of her friends, a lot of, you know, family are here. You know, I want to thank a couple of people in particular. One that's here is Pam. Pam was her nurse in the end, and she really cared for her more than just being a nurse. It was really nice to see that, you know, people go beyond what is just their job. I really want to thank Kelly. Thank you so much for setting up that mail train. And she reached out to me just about every day, how's your mom? And that was really important to me to know that she had friends like that. Christy and Emily were also there every single day. Most importantly, and I know I'm probably leaving people out, so I was off the top of my head who's in front of me. I really want to thank my family. Danielle, thank you for trying to take me a lot of God and dealing with these two guys. I was gone quite a bit while she was going through her stuff. Thank you to Grandma. I know it's a lot. Thank you. I really appreciate you coming down here and spending the time here with us. She put up with a lot of crap, literally. But overall, the one that's always taken care of my mom is Jordan. He's always been there for her. And, I've always been busy and couldn't always be there in person. But Jordan has always been there. And, was also putting up with a lot of crap, literally, with her. So thank you guys. Thank you all for being here.
And now I would like to invite up the sweet addition to the family, Jordan.
How do I go after that? Let's start changing the mics. Good for you. Bam. Sorry, Hi, how's everybody doing? I'm Jordan, the youngest. She would say her baby. And I didn't have anything written either. I just go from the top of the head. She would make me write it down and make me rewrite it neater. But then she also knows I wouldn't go off of it. I would just, like I did for my speech, I had it right before my bar mitzvah. And I ended up just talking about the chicken that she cooked all the time for us, which was every day, and how much I liked the cat food better, and she was so embarrassed. I have a lot of stories. I'm probably just going to keep doing that. I'll be up here for a while, sorry. No, I forgot them all. But we'll just keep going. Let's see, what do we have here? I didn't write anything because I've been dreading this moment for a very long time, 4 or 8 years. And it always popped in my head and try to pop it back out and just have positive thoughts that this will never happen. She's going to live forever. And she will through us all. And, but she would, I got to make my peace with her, and she had in the hospital, she had a way of making friends with everybody just like she does in real life all the time, everywhere. And even right before she, the last time she was in the hospital, she was finally back to life again because they drained all this crap out of her and she was back to Toni, and that we all know. And she made best friends with everyone on the floor, and she wouldn't stop talking to them. Even when the pagers would go off, I said, "Mom, you gotta let them know." And she's like, "No, they'll let me know." I was like, "No, Mom, they gotta go." And but that's how she was, and that's how she was with everybody. And hold on, I gotta get some notes here. I just wrote down some key words down to remind me because I have so much I want to talk about, and I know it's not all going to be there. But okay, here's one. She would always talk about she would always ask me what I got from her. She liked it because when I was younger, I used to always say all the bad things I got from her. And, I got these cul-de-sacs, and that's from your side of the family. But she's like, "Is there anything that good you got?" And I was like, "Oh, I forgot I used to do that to you. I'm so sorry, Mom." And then I started telling her all the things, but there's a lot of things that I got from her. I got these big ass eyes and big lips, of course, and I got her. She has a big smile. Well, she has an amazing smile, but we all have big smiles. I got a big smile, nice smile. It's different than hers. Aaron's got probably the best one when he chooses to use it. I wish he would use it a lot more. There it is, definitely biggie. And I found out, in her later life that I have the same nipples as well. If you know our family, we're very vulgar, and she was not the one. I don't know how, because her family, her immediate family are very vulgar. I like it, except for Frankie's very much like Evan. But I always wonder because she's so proper. She's such a proper lady, and she'd always be like, "I didn't raise you to talk like that." And then I said, "Yeah, you're right, but who did?" And then I hang out with my family at the state, and then I'm like, "Oh, this is where I get it from." And I don't know how she put up with us all. There's 3 boys and her, and she's very ladylike, and so that must have been hard. And she had to put up with, she had to deal with a lot of struggles in her life. She had her oldest son with cerebral palsy. Me with my learning disabilities, I gave her a lot of tough time. Not with that, just because I was a punk kid for a long time, and I got to. She helped me change that. When she got sick, it made me grow up, and I got to prove myself as a man to her, or as a person, a grown up. There. Politically correct. Let's see what else we got here. She was very. She couldn't take pain well at all. She was very like if she got a paper cut, she would like cry about it. She couldn't take pain, but the amount of pain she struggled with for this time, it's amazing that she could do it and push on. And she was always worried about being able to go to work. She was always asking the doctor, when can I go back to work? She wanted to be with the kids. She told the kids the same stories that she would tell us. I know that because in the video that they played for the memorial at school, they were saying the same stories in the same way. She talked about how my Uncle Frank took her on her first roller coaster at Disneyland, and I was like, oh, I haven't heard that story in forever, and the kid told it just like my mom. It was awesome. I can't go into that one, but anyways, my mom would like everybody to. I would like it and ask everybody to just, whenever you think of my mom, anywhere where you're at, even if you don't know, or they don't know her, just, talk about her, tell stories about her. She would like that. I know I got at least one more thing. We did a little thing here. She always wanted to be a singer. She told me she'd always be singing in the car, and she would, and she would be snapping. She does this little snap. I'm going to teach you to dance in a bit. But she would always say, I wanted to be a rock star when I was younger, but then I had you boys, and I'm like, oh, thanks. But now I'm going to try to make those dreams come true. I actually, I wrote a song for her, and I recorded her a little bit back when she had some strength, and I didn't get to record everything I wanted from her, and it was her first time recording, and she was a trooper, and I did some magic to it, and we made a song. It's not quite finished, but it's finished enough. It'll play at the beginning of this when that plays. But I got my Uncle Tim on the guitar yesterday, recorded him on it, and but when it plays, that's her singing, and it's pretty awesome. And so she will be a rock star because she had kids. So the little dance that she would do all the time, she always snapped her hands, and she did this. So whenever you're in the car and you're dancing, that's one thing you got to do from now on. You got to dance like that. I'd always say, Mom, stop. And so I could keep going on for days about stories, but you could all do it later.
I'm going to edit that to say the sweet and spicy addition to the family. At this time, I'd like to invite anyone else that would like to come forward and share a story or a memory of Toni to do so at this time.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Buckman. This is my husband, Harold. And Toni, I've known her for many, many years. We raised our kids together, and I knew her before Jordan was born. So she's been such a good friend and inspiration in my life. We talked almost every day, and I miss her terribly. But there's several things that happen. You know how things just happen in life. And there was one Thanksgiving that she decided to invite us over, and Harold's parents over. And Harold's mom has a little bit of dementia, and he's going to tell you a little bit about that story.
So we all sit down and we're enjoying Thanksgiving dinner, and then Mom goes off and she has to go to the bathroom. And okay, Mom. And then it's a little while, and Mom comes back, and Toni goes and checks in the bathroom, and something's missing, like all the toilet paper.
We're talking about the Costco big pack, Charmin, good stuff. Well, anyway, she ended up getting all that toilet paper home before we realized what happened. So, you know, it's like one of those things that we owe Toni a lot. We owe her a lot. But one of the stories that I want to share with you is something that she's told me, because we did talk almost every day. What made her become a speech therapist? There was a little girl named Jennifer, about 5 years younger than Erin, her oldest. And Jennifer could not speak at all. And Toni's professor went to her and said, you know, the parents don't have any money. Would you do this as an extra credit project? So she took on Jennifer, who could not speak, and after working with her for a month, Jennifer was able to speak 10 words, and she was able to recognize flashcards for more than 30 words. It changed Jennifer's life, and it so inspired Toni that she made such a difference in someone's life. It's something that I know that she wishes for all of us, that we can make a difference for each other, you know, to my best friend.
Anyone else that would like to come forward and share a story or a memory?
Thank you all for coming today. I really appreciate this for Toni. My name is Tom. Toni and I got a lot together in our life, and she's just a wonderful person I always think of all the time. And still, I mean, we had a lot of things we did together and had a wonderful time together every time we were together. I just think, like with Evan and Jordan saying, we could be up here all day talking about her. I mean, there's a lot of great things I can't even, I'm lost for words for her, because she was such a special lady. But I remember, well, back when I first met her, I was a baseball coach, and that's what I still like to do, and she's always been a big part of that, because she's always inspired me to do that. And because she just loves the game of baseball so much. As you can see, her 3 sons have all been great baseball players and grown up loving the sport too. And I and her, I think back to one year when we had a trip I had to take up to Bakersfield, California. She came up there and told me, "Oh, Tom, you can do it. Your team's going to go and win this game and go on to a World Series." And I know, and I go, "Well, no, I don't know about that yet, Toni. I need you, you know, they're always there for us and always there by my side, giving you your expertise and everything and wisdom of what's best to do with these boys at certain times and how to handle them." And I said, "Okay, you come tonight, we're going to win this game, we're going to go on and succeed and win this get to that World Series." And sure enough, she drove up there that night after work and met me there. And it was probably one of the greatest games I've ever probably coached in my life, come back for, because of what she was there for. I mean, it was just something I'll never forget as long as I live, because of what her being there by my side and supporting me in the baseball and everything. Other than that, I mean, she's also been a great person. I can think of a lot of things. Like I said, she's been there for me, my son and my daughter, and she's been there for all her children and her family here. She's just a wonderful, loving person. Like, I know the kids that she taught at Prescott, she always come home and talk about them all the time. all, and of course, like her two wonderful grandsons she has now is really a special thing and always talked about in her life, and everything else. I mean, she just was just something, like I said, it's just an amazing woman to be around, and the caring and love of what she is all about. And again, thank you all, and I appreciate the chance, the time to see everybody come here to see her today and think of her, because she's looking down upon all of you and everything. And God bless you all. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hi, I'm Bruce. I was Tony's boss at Frosted for most of the time she was there. Just a few quick memories. Someone mentioned how much she enjoyed redecorating her home. Well, not only her home. Every so often I'd walk into the building and come up. My office was right across from Tony, and there she'd be moving furniture across the office, putting things up, and over and over again, every time she got in the mood, that office would get redecorated again. Early on, at one point, being the foodie I am, I mentioned to Toni when she said she was living in Glendora, but isn't that where the Donut Man is? So for some of you who aren't local, this is a guy who bakes donuts, then cuts them in half, fills them with absolutely fresh fruit, and rebakes them. And I said, I'd always been meaning to go there. Never got around because I lived far away. But when you know it, 2 days later, there was a full box of strawberry donuts for me. Totally unexpected. I wasn't hinting. Toni just picked up those kind of cues. She just kind of knew what everyone wanted and what everyone needed. And I come in, she was always the first one there, right across from my office. And often I'd just hear her giggling in her office. I'd walk across and say, Toni, what's so funny? And it was usually some little email, some meme she picked up on the internet, and started my day often with that giggle. It was enough. Frosting's a wonderful place. I enjoy going to work anyway, but having Toni across from me with that giggling and that great attitude just made it all the more delightful coming into work every day. So I miss her like everyone else will.
And the strawberries are in season, so I encourage all of you to go get a donut at Donut Man in Toni's honor and celebrate. Let us join together in prayer. Gracious God, we are thankful for your love and care that continues to guide us and sustain us. We remember this day before you, Toni. We thank you for giving her to her family and friends to know and to love. And in your boundless compassion, continue to console all who mourn. Give us faith to see in death the gate of eternal life, so that in quiet confidence we may continue our course on earth. We give thanks for Toni, for her love and compassion that she shared with so many. We thank you for your loving kindness that you gave to her. And we're thankful that she has found the rest that remains for your people, and that for her all sickness and sorrow are ended, and even death itself is past. We give thanks for all that she was by nature and by grace, and for all that she gave of herself to so many. We are thankful for the hope that gives way to resurrection and new life. We pray that you would continue to guide us and lead us as we go forth. Give us peace, give us strength. Amen. When you go forth from here this day, you know that Toni will continue to live on in each of you as you remember those things that she did that made you laugh, as you think of those times in which she inspired you, whether it's walking laps at the Relay for Life, whether it's going to watch a baseball game, whether it's making a difference in the life of a child, you know that Toni will continue to live on in those actions. And this afternoon, as you enjoy refreshments, you'll have a chance to continue to tell those stories, to laugh and to cry. At this time, I'd like to invite her family to come forward for them to have an opportunity to thank you.
I can do this. I am so moved. I guess I should tell you, my name is Karen, I'm Toni, I'm the next sister, I'm the middle one. The one that always caused all of the trouble in the family. I'm going to try to read what I wrote. It's just very, very simple. It's not about times, it's just about our sister. She was many things to her community. Her compassion to help her children to succeed. To our family, she was our big sister. She was the storyteller. She was our memory keeper. And as much as the wonderful stories that you have all told, we will miss her. But we cannot thank the community, her work people, just the outpouring of love and compassion that you have shown to our family. We want you to know how much we appreciate everything that you have all done for her and for us. And I want to tell you who everybody is here, if I can do it without being such a wuss. This is Tony's friend, Sarah, who we came to love. She's a wonderful child. She's promised me that she's going to take everything that Toni gave and poured into her and make a difference with her life and with the life of somebody else, right? My brother-in-law, Tim, my nephew, Lucas, who belongs to Tim, and my sister, Kim, my newfound buddy, Ethan. Ethan and I are Legos buddies, is that right, Ethan? My nephew, Evan, Danielle, we can't say enough thank yous to you for just being there for us. Everett, my wonderful nephew, Aaron. You said it, Karen's been 4 years, so we just picked up, and right where we left off, and we've been laughing every day. Jordan, always a surprise. 4 o'clock this morning, no way, Karen, I'm on Texas time. So, Mom, this is our mother. We said, how are we going to do this? And we didn't know. I said, Mom, you got to put your big girl pants on and we're going to do this. And she is an outstanding mother to us. I told her I missed her cooking, so she cooks breakfast every time we come into town, and we cooked dinner last night. It was great. Jim? This is a rock of our family. She is our touchstone. Kim always comes through when, whatever it is, when somebody has surgery, she's there to pick up the pieces. And my brother Frank, he's the baby, but he's our leader. I just, again, thank you so, so much. We are eternally grateful. Let's have some drinks. I wish there was some hooch here.
So we're going to play the slideshow now. And remember, it's my mom singing, so yeah. And I hope we're almost there. Also, I want to say one more thing, is my mom told me what she wanted for me to be is happy. And so I think that's what she would want everybody else to be, is happy. Please speakers aren't that good.
Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties.
I swear the song sounds better with better speakers.
It does, and I don't know if you got what Jordan's saying, he's being kind of humble about it, but Jordan is in his third year of studying recording engineering, and he's quite the artist with this. And so he's got fifth year? Okay. I'm underselling. So he took, having recorded his mom's voice, saying, I'll always love you, you always love me, unconditionally, and then said his voice to his mom's instruments. And so this whole thing is this creation that he's taken about hearing. I think it's beautiful to have some Toni voice here. Bear with the technical. And family photos.
wrote about myself in a story. I hope that you will. Did you ever make it out of that town where doesn't it's no secret that the both of us are running out of
Oh, here it is. Can I? I'm trying to figure out.
concludes it. Let's have some refreshments, shall we?
Real quick, if you guys see the donation boxes in the back, the reason we put those up there is my mom was a very giving person, so there's 2 different boxes. The big purple one is for the Prostate Center, where she absolutely loved being, and there's another one back there for Relay for Life, the American Cancer Society, where she spent a lot of her time. So if you'd like to make a donation in her honor, we would really appreciate it. But enjoy some refreshments. We also have the plaza out here to get together, talk, and tell stories. And I want to thank everyone for coming.
That's the way they don't take trash. I don't see trash anymore. Do you?
I think everybody knows that.
I don't think so.
Look at him. Oh, it's right here. It's not fast.
I will see you later.
I'm still just starting. Hello. I don't believe in board meetings. One of the things that I probably give up.
Yeah, that was nice. I've been to Santiago and Valparaiso. I don't know if that's where you took your boat from. And then a little town I can't remember. We visited the 3 homes of Pablo Neruda. We had different places.
So most of you, yeah, you just stayed.
We were just a fleet. Yeah, we didn't go as far south as you did.
A friend of mine who's a speech pathologist, she's married to a neurologist, she's a college friend from New Orleans, and they live in Baton Rouge. He's from the East Coast, and she met, she worked in rehab, and she met him years and years ago. So they were, our birthdays are 1 day apart. So she called me, and she said, Charlie and I are going on this cruise, and this, trip. We actually went on for 3.5 weeks. And we went to the Netherlands, we went to Uruguay, and Buenos Aires. And we had never even occurred to us.
Wow, just further. That's what you can do when you're retired.
Yeah, we were in Ushuaia, in Tierra del Fuego, the lowest city in the world. City lower than anything on the African continent. So it was very fun. And we got back about 3 weeks ago.
Well, it's a working free day, so I'm definitely busy. Yeah.
Did you pick up more?
A little bit more. I was working like 2.5 days in practice before, so now it's a full 3. Yeah, so it's a full 3 days. Now I have a puppy. Well, I've only had the puppy 1 week, and I took the week off, so I've done nothing with him except play with him. No, we cooked. One of the things I did this week was trying to get doggy daycare. So 3 days a week we go to doggy daycare.
I didn't see anything. Maybe we can pull it.
You know what though, Jeff? Now that you got that prescription, you can't not use it. No, I know, dude. I'm just saying. I always tell you that you and Jeff, you and Shane are my best friends, dude. You know, so you get the cold one. You gotta follow through. I'll get my mom's one. Yeah. Right there. That's good. All right. I'm gonna take care of this.
Naturally.
Get a little something.
I didn't know both of you collected inches.
I think I remember you in front of Thomas. Good to see you again. Good to see you yesterday. Yeah, Streaks went out. Yeah, like 440.
Am I? Oh, good.
It's Cincy, right? Yeah. Good to see you Yeah, exactly. So, right. Yeah, lay it all on the line. Fatigue might catch up. Yeah. Because this is their third game in 5 days. It's going to be a challenge. Which is good. I appreciate that. Yeah, it can happen. The crazy thing about that. Villanova got knocked out today. Yeah, they did. Second half, cool. Yeah. Most people in their pool probably have. Yeah, I did too. I had them going. Yeah. But they haven't been playing well lately. So. Do we have a lose to do? Maybe do. Yeah, maybe do. Yeah. It's all about how you're playing now, right? It absolutely is. That's what it was. Yeah, unbeatable. Awesome. They're strong. There's so much challenge. So much yeah, exactly. Especially on the home court.
I don't want anything to play. I just
talking away.
those little shells. Oh, yeah, like a good. Yeah, we'll leave. Are you leaving?
Carrots. I'm driving, so you can eat that in the trunk.
Okay. Are you leaving?
What, pink? No pink one? Don't touch it before you eat it. Which one do you want? Do you want crackers?
Bunko boots on the flowers. I just found them. But I was like searching. Thank were behind me, you know, that I know, but I didn't know where
Getting in my car, taking some cookies, and I'm going.
You're going home.
Yeah. Food for the floor.
Yes, please. This is 7:30. We started that. Okay. Elementary. Just like yep, Tyler. Grab a drink.
And it never stopped.
Yeah, well,
Because it wasn't fixed.
yeah, but and then we struggled for months on the problem about gifts. What's the program? I'm sorry I can't be there for those conversations anymore. And then I'm really going. All right, guys, it's good to see all of you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.